had an amazing 48 hours in Bozeman, Montana, and we have 48 hours to go. We just got a lead on a Shelby about 35 miles outside of Bozeman, and we're heading there right now. So maybe this is your first time watching Barn Find Hunter. Every 2 weeks a new episode comes out, and we go all over the United States looking for cars. So if you like this program, go to YouTube and subscribe to Barn Find Hunter, and it comes on your laptop every 2 weeks, no charge. Well, the Shelby was a bust. It's there, we got there, and the people who own the Shelby are away for 4 days, and we're only in town for 2 more days, so we can't see a GT350 that was parked for 30 years. But we do have a great lead on a row of Power Wagons, and that's where we're going right now. I don't think we've featured any or many Power Wagons on the Barn Find Hunter series, whether they're restored or hot rodded. I like them a lot, so here we go. Key suggestions for barn find hunting: go down dirt roads, roads that have no outlet, and dead ends. Well, this kind of fills all those categories. Do you think this is it? And even if it's not, that's worth looking at. A couple of Power Wagons lives around here, you know?
Oh, Matt lives, that's Matt Ely. They live in the house up here, the old farmhouse. Yeah, Matt's got a ton of those old Power Wagons.
That's how it's done.
How you doing, Tom Cotter? Well, you've heard about the Power Wagons. Well, this is the man that owns the Power Wagons, Matt. And thanks for taking the afternoon off from your job to meet us here. And so, how many Power Wagons do you have?
I tell people I have 9 in various states of disrepair. Initially, I wanted an old pickup that I could drive, and I was looking for an older Ford, 70s Ford, and I was driving down the street and I saw a Power Wagon. Had no clue what it was, pulled off, it was for sale. Talked to the guy, wound up buying it, brought it home, and then started researching them. And at that point, I really developed a love for them.
And so, do you actually use any of them?
The first one I bought, actually, we winched a log out of the creek.
Wow.
We set the winch up, and it ran, and it had a plow on it, like I said. I used it to plow the roads. I actually wound up selling that one, which I regret now. But and then from then, I just started developing. I wanted to go to more originality.
Well, so show us this one. What are we looking at here?
This is 1946. So 1946 was the first year that they were made. The reason Power Wagons were made was GIs went to a war, and before they went to war, there was no four-wheel drives that were available. When they're in the war, there's four-wheel drive trucks, so that they can actually get around and escape or do whatever they got to do to get to places that they want to be at. And when they came home, there were still no four-wheel drive trucks, and so Dodge says, we have all these old parts, let's build a Power Wagon. And it actually started as farm utility is what they called it initially, and then they changed it to a Power Wagon, because they were the first four-wheel drive vehicle that had a cab on it. And between 46 and 1968, and in 68 the government said you can't build them anymore because you didn't have the safety features, and Dodge said it was too expensive to change them over. So they exported them until 1976.
76?
Yeah. And they sent them out of country, but they could not sell them in the United States or Canada or Mexico or anything like that. So, and they built 94,000 total is all that they built.
So, I mean, was this a fire truck?
This was actually, it's painted red, but it's not. It was modified for Forest Service.
I mean, I can't believe how heavy these fenders are.
Yeah.
That's not sheet metal, that's steel.
That's steel, yeah.
So your intention is to restore this?
Yes, yep.
Now, it's a flathead 6.
Correct.
Were they all flathead 6s, or did at some point they could become overhead valve?
That's kind of a gray area, because some people claim that they did put the slant 6. That's what
slant 6.
That's what some
But if they
people
sold
claim.
these until 76, they couldn't have still had flatheads, could they?
Yeah, no, and most people, most of the purists say that they only put these in. So they started with a 230, 61, somewhere in there, they switched to a 251. So they just made it slightly bigger, and it goes from a 23-inch engine to a 25-inch engine.
So it's got 34,000 miles?
Yep.
So I guess
if it continued to run.
What's top speed on something like this?
Depending on the gearing, they either came with 5.83 rear ends or 4.89 rear ends. The 4.89 could get you up to 55 miles an hour.
Will you take the body off the frame, that kind of thing on here?
Yes. Yeah, so this one here, the difficulty with it is he beat it to crap. I mean, so the frame has been spliced a lot of places. I'll have you look under here and look at the shock system that he has. It's rather interesting. It's shocking.
How many years did the guy own this car?
Yeah, they're not sure, but probably 25 or 30.
Oh, that's cute.
See that?
Oh, look at the
And
yellow
this one over here.
Oh, yeah.
So he had an A-frame mounted out here, and it kept squishing the weight and squishing the springs down. And so he modified it to work.
Jeez. Okay, so before we go look at the other ones, you've got a couple of other vehicles here it's worth looking at. Tell me about your Mustang here.
It's a 1967 Mustang. It has 160,000 original miles on it. It's an inline six and automatic.
So this seems like a very sound car.
It's the original paint, which is shocking.
That's original paint.
That's original paint. There's a couple, like the front fender was replaced, the one that you have on right there.
Yep.
But the rest of it, I have all the receipts on it from day one. It was owned by the little old lady, and the top is original. So that's really shocking because a vinyl top that lasted 50 years.
Very nice.
Here we are.
Where do we start? Is there a pattern, the oldest?
No, unfortunately it's not. I'll go through the years. This is a 52 and this is a 52. They're within 100 of the serial numbers. 51, 49, 50, 63, and a 64.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
So this is basically the gem of the collection, if you want to call it the gem. So it's all original.
Uh-huh.
It was a fire truck bought by Sandpoint, Idaho Fire Department.
That's a flatbed, is that?
It's a piece of junk.
Do these come like just a chassis cab and you could
Some of them did. Some of them came with a Dodge flatbed that they would put on them, actually, but it was all dealer. That was a dealer option. It was never came from the factory that way. The reason that this one is more valuable than a lot of them, there's an engine serial number, so I have the build card on this. So the day it came off the line, I have a photocopy of the build card. It has the original engine, has the original winch, it has the original wheels on it. And so the wheels are all date stamped and they all say 48. The winch, I'll read what it has. So this is a 49. So the first two numerals are stamped, and then it's the actual serial number of the winch as it came out. And then the wheels, there's a good one right there.
Oh, look at that, date code.
Date code right there is 48.
So without the freewheel and hub, you had to ride in four-wheel drive all the time?
Correct.
I mean, have you ever driven a four-wheel drive vehicle and forget to turn it off and you ride down the high
beats
and
the
things
crap
start
out of you,
making noise?
and you can't, if you get into any hard surface road, you're all over the place. So that's the original hub that would have come on it.
Yep.
And then they modified this so that they could pull them out of there.
So these were made for farm use, timber?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
No, they weren't, and you could take them to town, but they were not a thing that they weren't a luxury vehicle.
Got it.
They call it a roomy three-man cab, and you had to be small 3 men to get in there, especially the middle guy with the
hump of the
gear shifter.
Wow. So this is a restoration project, do you think?
Yes. Oh, this is the one. If I only build one, this is the one that I would build.
Not the one in
Yeah.
the garage.
Yeah, this one has more, or means more to me, I guess. Because I spent a lot of time looking for original.
Yep. So where did this come from? Where'd you drive
This one came out of, I bought it in Hayden, Idaho, and it originally was shipped to Sandpoint, Idaho.
But the fender is so darn wide.
So they called them flat fender. I mean, that's what they
Yeah,
classify
yeah.
them, but they're not flat, but it's flat this way.
Yep.
So the engines are stamped, and there's a website called T137 where you can get a lot of literature on them, and that was the original stamping for T137, and then this is the serial number, and so this is the original engine that
So it was
put in.
born with this engine.
Yep.
Now tell me what we're looking at here. Look, this huge stud, and you got these nuts. Why are there a combination?
So what they could do is they could take a wheel like this and they could flip it.
Make a dually.
Make a dually out of it.
And that would be just held on by just two studs.
No, you did 5.
Oh, okay.
You would do all 5. So this is actually a nut backwards.
Got it. Yep.
And then go on like that, and then you slide the wheel over it, and then you put your nuts back on at that point. These are also, this is left-hand thread on this side and right-hand thread on the other side. So you have to be, I learned that the hard way. Oh, and this one does have, this has the 489 rear axle in it.
The high-speed axle.
High speed, yep.
So what, I mean, so if you get what, 45, 50?
55 probably.
What would the other axles do?
About 45 was about all that they would get. Okay, so you were asking about this truck, this Yellowstone Park truck. I bought this is a 63. The Yellowstone Park doors, originally I thought, oh, it's from Yellowstone Park, has to be. But then a couple of years after I bought it, I saw a cab for sale, which was 47, which the cabs are identical.
Cab over Power Wagon?
Nope, no, it was a cab over. It was just a cab over cab, essentially, which is essentially the same cab as this, but it was yellow and it was from Yellowstone
so
Park.
It's a Dodge
and it was
cab over.
Dodge cab, yeah. And it was missing the doors. So I would say that these doors went to that cab originally, would be my guess.
And so the doors, that was brilliant engineering to have the same door. You could, wow.
Well, you can put the doors like from the carryall fit on here, but they're a little different. I can show you on that one because that's a carryall door on the far one over there. So, but otherwise, oh, and I wanted to say deluxe package. So if you got a deluxe package, you would get the wing vent windows. See where it's got the divider in there?
Yep.
And then you would get one visor for the driver, and you would get an armrest for the driver.
So fancy.
And windshield wipers.
That's pretty fancy.
And that was basically what the deluxe package was.
Well, I'm learning a lot because, you know, I've seen these, I've been peripherally around these my whole life, but you're never learning about it.
Right.
So this is a 64.
64, correct. So this came from the CA Ranch, which is a very famous ranch north of here. And it is beat to crap. I think there's 27 broken welds on the cab, and the frame's broken in 3 places. So it just, they
Can you imagine how hard you have to drive this to break welds?
Yeah, yeah.
This vehicle?
Going up there to get it, I can understand why. So the reason that I say that I don't think the winch was original is that this is a 51 winch. So I think that he had like a 51 or 52.
Got it.
And drove it, and then either traded it in or died or whatever, and he got another one, and then he put the winch on it.
So this is a frame extension right here. It looks like it's bolted on. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and that's how they would have done it originally. So they would either have just the bumper on like that one there, or they have the frame extension to allow the winch to fit in there. So the engine was 2 inches longer. Yeah. So the way the Dodge engineers dealt with it is they pushed the radiator grill forward. So originally it would have been here, and they pushed it forward to there, and then they modified the radiator back just a hair. So if you look here, you can see the 63 that has the radiator pushed forward is a 50, and it's pushed in. So you can look at it from the outside. They didn't have to extend the frame. Nope.
They didn't have to modify the firewall.
Nope.
Isn't that something?
Yep. No, they just thought about it for a little bit and did a little modification. And when you look at them, you can't tell the difference, except that you measure. This is a 25-inch head, and those are 23-inch head.
Got it. So this is where the other one had an overflow for the radiator.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. And that's very, very rare to find on a truck.
Wow. Well, that's a neat collection.
Enough said.
So, I mean, if you come across one, you'll buy another one?
It depends, because they've gotten to the point where they're so expensive now. Everybody and their brother knows them, and they look for them, and they see them, and they, you know.
Cool. Well, listen, man. Thanks.
You're very welcome.
This has been more educational to me than almost any stop I've gone to in the past 4 years, because I know about the Fords and Chevys and Porsches and Corvettes. I don't know about these at all.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Thank you. That was great.
I've never done it.
In the conversation we had, I just happened to ask Matt, you know, which one of these runs? Any run? He says, well, yeah, this black one, I think, gets started no problem. So he did the ultimate sacrifice and took the battery out of his late model pickup truck. And this had been converted to 12 volts. So he's putting the 12 volt battery in there. We're going to see if we can fire this mother up. So this was a red truck originally?
Red, yep. Kind of like Henry Ford did. All of the fenders were black until you got to somewhere in the 60s. They started to change them and paint them the body color.
So they were always black, isn't
always
that something?
Black for the first few, you know,
yeah,
first 10 or 15 years of production, and then Then they started painting body color, and I personally don't care for the body color look. So I'm gonna go to that side.
And if it's a very wide turning,
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right, we're gonna put this in first and see what.
When was the last time this ran?
4 years ago?
There's fuel in the tank, but it's probably all turned to jelly. Well, we get the picture.
Got the
That's-
gist?
yeah,
That's pretty
you
darn
have to be sort of an ignoramus to pour gas in there and not think it's gonna move up.
Well, I was how smoothly it turned over.
Right.
Is it really low compression or something?
I honestly don't know.
Or a
couldn't
high
answer.
starter or something?
Well, no, it's what it is. It's the 12 volts on the 6-volt starter.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay, it's because
Yep.
it was like butter.
Yeah.
Man, nice.
Yeah.
Man, that was a blast.
Wow.
Now we're on our way to, it's a gentleman who's opened up the door to a lot of collectors in this area to show us their cars. And we're going to see what he has in his garage. I got connected through a friend with Lyle, and Lyle has sent me emails and texts listing these cars, name, phone number, cars, name, phone number. And he's kept us busy for a couple of days, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so we figured, well, we need to go over and see what makes Lyle the guy that's in the know. And he's got a reputation of knowing all the old cars in the area, and apparently he's got some interesting ones himself. So what do you got to show us?
Well, I got a car I'm working on for my son. 66 GT, 4-barrel, 4-speed, rally pack, pony interior, vinyl roof car.
Wimbledon White.
Wimbledon white. And just kind of getting to the point of having to do the interior. I found this car behind a guy's shop, and he was building a new garage. So for $1,200, I picked up the car unpainted, and I painted it, vinyl roofed it. But a GT 4-barrel, 4-speed, rally pack, deluxe interior car.
Is it an A-code car?
A-code, yeah. Yeah.
That's a new vinyl top too, isn't it?
Yeah, we just put that on like 5 months ago,
Uh-huh.
but nothing's been restored under here, you
Yep.
know.
So for $1,200 you got this thing? for?
$1,200.
And it had the engine, had transmission?
Oh yeah, all I did is had a little bit of wrecked front grille, and just replaced the front grille, and I did a little patch panel on the back corner on that one there, and that was it. So it was just original car, but
Oh, that's a neat car, man.
wife's '69 convertible.
Very nice.
That's one of the 59 special order paint Mustangs that were made in '69 with deluxe interior. So you know Marty from Marty Report.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I sent off for a Marty report, and he said, well, also, Lyle, there are 59 deluxe interior special order paint cars, but he says 50 of those were pink. So only 9 other cars were special order paint.
Oh, now you're talking my language. Yes, sir. What number is this?
1145. It's got about 108,000 original miles. Carpeting's been replaced, but the seats are original, door panels, dash pad. It was repainted almost 30 years ago.
No kidding. You
Yeah.
bought it like this?
Yep.
How long do you have it?
Since about 2000.
What a sweetheart, man.
Haven't restored the steering wheel or anything like that. I put a Hurst shifter on it instead of the Ford shifter. But here's kind of the unique thing on this car here.
Original spare.
Well, maybe not that, but it's probably a repo.
Uh-huh.
But take a look at that there.
Oh, look at that, yeah.
So Carol Shelby.
Phil Remington, Bob Bondurant, and Dan Gurney.
Yep.
Oh, gee. So, but we're not here to look at pretty cars. We're here to look at unpretty cars.
Yeah.
So,
So there's a Cougar, 68 Cougar XR7 with 68,000 original miles on it.
Wow. See, there's a 302 car?
302 car. Leather interior with the courtesy light group. Needs a vinyl roof.
Wow, that thing is nice. Oh, 8-track tape. Let me see what you got in the 8-track tape plate. 20 monster hits. Okay, whatever that is. Tilt wheel, deluxe interior, wood dash, lights, courtesy lights on the roof. That's a nicely optioned car.
And
it's a 2-barrel car, right?
2-barrel, yeah. This is actually a friend of mine's. He used to be called the Cougar guy in town, and he had 4 different 67, 8, 9 Cougars, and through the years, this is the last one he has left that I store it for him.
He doesn't want to sell this or anything, does he?
He might, you know, but he's thinking if he could, you know, $7,500. I don't know if that's even fair.
That sounds great.
Oh, okay.
The way it works is they call Hagerty, and Hagerty calls you and said, "You mind if we give you a phone number?" Sure. So this is your car?
Yeah, this is mine here. This
is that the 428?
Yep, this is a factory 428 Cobra Jet. They made 63 automatics.
No hood scoop.
It did have a hood scoop. If you notice the paint being different.
Okay, and it's got the small hubcaps.
Yeah, a deluxe interior, tilt swing away steering wheel, select air, but a Q code non-ram air car.
That is the craziest combination. 428 Cobra Jet, air conditioned. There can't be many of those cars that were built.
Well, also a tilt swing away.
Jeez.
And this is a deluxe interior, but one is called a EA deluxe interior. That has the deluxe door panels and rim blow steering wheel, but has the black dash. And there's like an EB deluxe interior, so deluxe decor, that has the wood grain dash and the wood grain door panels.
So where's the original hood?
Had a carburetor fire on it in 1973, and the people that had it said, yeah, replace the hood, but don't put the hood scoop back on.
So I'm looking at here, that P. What does that P mean?
Paint okay. Original tag,
so it's still got the tag on here from the paint inspectors at the Ford plant. 68?
69.
69. Wow.
Yeah.
The interior is so clean on this car. The carpeting, I mean, all my Ford black carpeting has turned brown in the sun. This is black.
When I found this car, they had put foil and cardboard up against all the windows. So the car had sat outside and got sunbaked, but the interior didn't get anything.
Isn't that something?
Interesting thing under the engine bay, the spark plug wires, the positive negative battery post cables, and the upper radiator hose. The bottom radiator hose still original. All the smog system, all the snorkel, everything is completely original underneath the hood.
Well, listen, thanks for arranging all those people that we've met over the last 2 days. And thanks for showing us your stuff. That's a special car right there. And this is a deal. This Cougar's a deal. Wow. Well, it sounds like it's coming from this side. Now is it? This is crazy. It sounds like it's coming from underneath your seat, Jordan.
It's somewhere in the hub, I feel like. You hear that? It's right there.
It sounds like it's back there.
I feel it right here. You can put your hand to the bottom.
But just put your hand on the frame over there, you'll feel it.
Not as pronounced. Feel it at the bottom of the bushing right here.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, well, I don't think it's a life or death situation.